Okay.
Okay, so my name's Byron, 26 years of age, originally from northwest of England, just north of Manchester, Rosendale Valley. As a person, I'm a freedom dweller. I enjoy freedom, travelling around, playing guitar. Not very materialistic, more spiritualistic to a certain extent. That's pretty much all I'm going to have to say for that question. Is that okay, Mauro?
Perfect.
Right.
What brought you here in Amsterdam? Why you're here?
I came to Amsterdam I had a one-way ticket, a coach ride that was taking me around Europe. And yeah, I ended up just staying here and never went back to England.
So why you're still here?
A multitude of reasons. I wasn't particularly happy with how things was going in England. Netherlands is a very nice place. And yeah, I don't really have a lot anywhere else at the moment, so I stick about here.
What do you think about modern society, money, capitalism?
Modern society's changing and not necessarily for the better. I believe that the working class is slowly being strangled by all these new regulations, taxes, legislation, etc. Capitalism's a bit of a problem. However, it's lesser of the two evils in regards of communism. I'd say communism's the worst of the two systems. You like to call it socialism these days, saying it's going to spread the wealth and spread the power, when in actual fact all you'll be doing is monopolising the power for the party that you vote in. As soon as they're voted in, there's no more voting, democracy's finished. As soon as the people aren't happy with how they're being governed, they'll start to riot, protest on the streets, and then these communist governments will just send in the military to deal with them. So yeah, capitalism's not good, but it's a hell of a lot better than what communism would be for us.
And what about the fact that people try to get more and more money and then they're never happy?
Well, money doesn't make anybody happy, but I'd rather cry in a Lamborghini than on a park bench. That was a joke. But
Fair enough.
no, the thing is, most of the world's suffering's all caused by money. People's selfish greed for it. People don't necessarily like to share. People see it as like the status symbols. The more money you have, the higher up in status you are, or the better human people think they are, when it's not necessarily the case. From my times of being in and out of homelessness, some of the nicest, most selfless people I've met have been the people with absolutely nothing, that have been in the same boat and the same predicament, but they're willing to share, willing to give everything they have, because they understand the situation. Whereas the people with money that have never been through it or experienced it, they look down their nose at these type of people. You know, they think it's their own fault and they've got themselves in that mess, when it's not necessarily the case. The circumstances are always different with people. I don't know what else to say on that one now.
So what makes you happy instead of money, or what do you think people would be happier with?
So a good source of self-satisfaction comes from just helping others, being humanitarian, doing good things.
How is your life changed since you're here in Amsterdam?
It's changed a lot. Lifestyle-wise, it's changed. For instance, I was engineering when I was in England. Did a little bit of advertising work and whatnot. Over here, I've been more bar type of work, so there's been a major lifestyle change in general from the north of England compared to the Netherlands.
It is better or worse?
I don't know. Apples and pears, these are completely different. Both have the positives, both have the negatives.
So is it your choice to be here now, of course?
Yeah, if I wasn't happy here, I'd leave.
How do you feel when you wake up in the outdoors?
It feels more natural than waking up inside a concrete box. There's something very invigorating where you wake up in the morning and you've got in a very picturesque, nice spot, and you wake up to the fresh air and blue skies, and yeah, there's no trying to roll out of bed and desperate trying to turn on the coffee for the kettle for your coffee. It's just instantaneous. You're bright, you're awake, you're ready for the day. It's more natural. I'd say if you buy into the whole evolutionary theory anyway, the way that we live our lives at the moment isn't necessarily the most natural way. We've kind of split apart from what our ancestors were and how they lived. And it's mainly money that's been the cause of all that, and materialism.
So, what do you think? What you're gonna do in your future? Do you have something in mind? Some wishes, some desires, some dreams, or some ideas of where to be and what to do?
There's a few things I'd like to do. I'd like to start some proper non-for-profit charity organisations. I don't know. It's very hard when you get stuck in certain circumstances to get out and to actually see a bigger picture. But I don't know. This is a problem. You need money to do anything, and to start up any type of business or to actually get the ball rolling, you need a decent amount of money. That's not easy to come by these days.
Do you have a place that, when you think about your future, you imagine yourself there?
As in country-wise place? No, not really. These day and age, I just take everything a day at a time, and as soon as I'm not happy somewhere, I'll fuck off and leave to somewhere else, just spontaneous-wise. Been like this for quite a lot of years now. But yeah, for the meantime, no, I just live day by day, and it is what it is. I assume things will change and get better in the long term. They usually do. So everything's all ups and downs, ups and downs. It's about how you deal with it and make the most out of the cards that you have at the time.
Okay, we'll take a break.